What is going on, everybody, on this beautiful Thursday that we have in front of us? I appreciate everyone hopping on. I don't typically stream at this time, but it's been a weird day in regards to scheduling. But we're here. We made it. We actually made it. So, man, there's some buzz going around right now. There's a little buzz, a little chatter going around. I figure we talk about it first. Obviously, there's been plenty of noise about 49ers players changing jersey numbers and doing all that kind of stuff. I think Check just posted just a 6 as he's going in to score a touchdown. And everyone's like, well, are you changing your number too? Jimmy Ward, it's being rumored he's going to change to number 1. We'll find out. But I'm really excited about Richard Sherman, man. I don't know. I don't know for a fact. I don't know, if it's going to happen or anything like that. But I will say I've had some interesting conversations today. I feel like there is actually some legitimacy here to the possibility of Richard Sherman returning. Clearly, there's a lot of things still left in play. I'm not here at all saying that, Sherman is coming back. Not at all what I'm saying. But what I am saying is I think there's a real possibility that Sherm could be coming back. Now, like I said, there's plenty of things that need to happen for that to actually occur. But based on some of the conversations that I've had today, I guess this is the point of the conversation where you throw out the word sources. We'll call them sauces. We talked to some sauces today. Sounds like there's some real validity behind it. So we'll find out. We don't know yet if it's actually going to happen or not. But as you know, as I've stated in the past, I would be absolutely open to seeing Sherman return. The leadership that he brings, unmatched. So we'll see. And of course, that was kind of sparked today by Jimmy Ward. Jimmy Ward posted a clip or like a little shot of all the Sherman fan mail that he has left, and he said Sherman back, and that kind of caused a little ruckus on social media. But doing further digging, further research, sounds like there's a potential that is viable. So if that's the case, I know a lot of you guys are against it. But for me, being on the other side, being in these locker rooms, obviously I've never been in an NFL locker room, nothing like that. But leadership, man, is a very underrated trait, because again, we only see what is happening on the field, how they're playing, doing those kinds of things. But the leadership that Sherman brings is unmatched, absolutely unmatched. So if the 49ers and Richard Sherman get something done in the next couple days, that would be fantastic. I would be super excited about that. Especially with 2 rookies coming in that, I would love to have more rookies graced by the hands of Richard Sherman, and being able to pass along that knowledge to a new group of corners and defensive backs. I would absolutely love that. So we'll find out and we'll see what happens. But something could pop. We don't know yet. But something could pop in the next couple days, couple weeks. Closer we get to camp, all those kinds of things. So if Sherman does end up back on the team, I think 49ers fans shouldn't be as upset as they're kind of working themselves up to be at this point. Now I understand the concerns. The last time we saw Richard Sherman, he didn't play very much because he was injured and kind of rehabbing through some things. But like I said, that mind keeps getting better. So I'm all for it, man. I'm all for it. And if he can compete, come into the cornerback room and be that voice of, it's Uncle Sherm, man. That's Uncle Sherm. So if Uncle Sherm comes through, I would be thrilled with that. I really would. I think that would be fantastic. But obviously, we'll find out. It's going to be a wait and see game. We'll see. It takes both sides to have to come to terms, of course. I think the players want it. I think the team wants it. I think Sherm wants it. But again, it's just everyone getting on the same page and doing all that kind of stuff. So we'll see. We'll see how that plays out. But hopefully, I would love to have him back. It's not like it's no skin off our nose as fans. That's literally none, other than the fact that we know that we're getting a bona fide leader to come into the cornerback room, a future Hall of Famer, as Emmanuel Mosley called him, a future gold jacket guy. I think that would be awesome to have in the locker room again. So if they can get something done, hell yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Bring Sherm back. Let's run it back. These guys got unfinished business. And I think that's one of the most exciting things. I think that's one of the most exciting things that we have in front of us is that we're getting a lot of guys back who were on that 2019 team that didn't win the Super Bowl, that were on that 2020 team that had to deal with that really unfortunate season. So, and not only that, we talked about, there's been a lot of outside noise and all that kind of stuff that has gone against them. I think these guys want to circle the wagon. Like, I think kind of like what we're seeing a lot too with their interactions on social media. They're trolling us a little bit. They're having fun with it. Like it's harmless, it's playful, but I mean the owner on draft day was trolling us. They've been trolling us with the numbers. That Juicecheck just posted a 6, only a 6. That's kind of a troll, but I love it because a lot of this fan base deserves it. So if the 49ers got Sherm back and all that kind of stuff, I feel like it sets up this mood in the locker room of just unfinished business. Guys that were held up on a pedestal, now constantly getting talked down on, things like that. You bring that energy back into the locker room, I think there's a good opportunity that this team comes out ready to go. So that's kind of what I want, man. That's kind of what I want. And of course, Eric Davis, former cornerback for the 49ers, when I spoke to him, he was like, man, tell Sherman to go to safety. And he felt like if Sherman made that move to safety, he could be pretty darn successful because you take all of his intelligence and you put him in a position where he can start calling out keys for other players on the defense, ensuring all the DBs are in the correct spot. They know what to look for, everything that they're doing. You're rotating guys. You're rotating Tardin, Marcel. You always got fresh guys, always in a position to have, because think of it this way. I guarantee you all of you would much rather have Richard Sherman on the field than Brian Allen or Akello Witherspoon or whichever cornerbacks that have come onto this team and you don't like I'm sure that you guys would much rather have Richard Sherman on the team than someone else. So If that can happen, and he's open to, of course, competing, and of course maybe opening to playing around with some different positions, it would be. I'm totally open for it. I mean, they're like Paul said on YouTube, people are just straight out just they're not about it. They don't want it. They don't want anything to do with it. And I don't understand that necessarily. I understand some of the concerns that people have, but you're likely not going to be paying Sherman, if he does come on board, a massive contract. He's probably going to be getting a prove-it deal similar to what K1, Verrett, Tart, all these guys who've come back. Clearly, this is a prove-it year. Clearly, the market isn't great right now for DBs. Wasn't great really in free agency unless you were the top guys. So why not run it back? Like, let's go. Like, make that, like we talked about, 2020 being run it back. But yeah, well, guess what? 2020 happened, and it just was a bad situation with the amount of injuries, the pandemic, everything. It was just a trickle-down effect. So to get that team back together, to get the defense back together, to get the DB room that was once in 2019 back together, plus additional pieces that everyone can grow and mold and groom together, hell yeah. Go for it. Bring him in. Jefferson, former Baltimore safety, he's rumored to be in talks with the 49ers and potentially could come on. So who knows? Maybe that's enough for them to be like, well, we need extra depth at safety. Sherm, would you be open to making a position change? I think he would. I think he'd be open at this point to come back, be with the team that he almost, collected another ring with, and come back and fight for a spot and fight for a role and prove to, like, he's got, you see it. You see everyone in the comments. You see people everywhere when it comes to discussing the subject. They're so quick to deny it and just like say no. Well, why not? Why not? There's a ton of added benefit of having a player of Sherman caliber in their locker room. So I'm totally for it. Like, I think people have like this assumption that it's like, okay, well, if Sherman's coming back, he's got to start right away and he's got to do all this. No, I think if he's coming back, I think he understands what he's coming to, like what situation he's coming into. So I'm all for that. And if he comes in with an open mind and he's ready to go and get to work and help get these guys going in the right direction and do things like that and just be like a coach on the field, basically, then I think that would be something that we could absolutely look into. Absolutely look into. So I'd be absolutely for it. I think it would be great to get Sherm back because he just offers so much. He just offers so much. And really quick, I forgot already, but I got to shout out my guy, Big Duke. The O-line masterminds, sleeveless, or not sleeveless, but cut off sweatshirt with the hoodie. Man, this thing's fire. I love this sweatshirt. It's way too hot right now. I shouldn't even be wearing it. But I love it. Big Duke came correct with this one. So, and if you're an offensive lineman, this is a must get for all offensive linemen. So yeah, but back to Sherman. Like, why not? Why not? Like, and again, I feel like there's a perception around him coming back to be like this slotted in starter. I think the 49ers, I think Sherman understands, Verrett came back. They got him on the prove it deal. K1 came back, got him on the prove it deal. They extended Mosley. it could just be a situation where they're like, you know what? We feel the 49ers could be like, we feel pretty comfortable with who we have. We feel comfortable with these cornerbacks, and we feel comfortable with the depth and this kind of thing. And I kind of feel like Sherman would put himself in a situation where he would bet on himself, just like Tart is betting on himself, just like K1's betting on himself. I feel like to be able to come back with that DB room and be a part of this again, and be great to have him. It really would. It really would. And if he was open to moving to safety, I mean, I've thought about that for some time now. I would love to see that. Like Sherman maximizing, his ability by making a position switch. Like, I don't look at that as a, demerit, discredit, or whatever. But if you can maximize your playing time by moving a position to safety where you need to be smart, you need to be able to read what the offense is doing and do all those kinds of things. Sherm's built for that. And he's a good tackler. He's a great tackler, underrated tackler. I think that's been one of the things that Sherman surprised me with when he came over from Seattle, was how well he tackled and how eager he was to get his nose in the mix. You don't typically see that at a lot of cornerbacks, especially that have the pedigree that Sherman has. So I would be open to it. I think he would be open to playing multiple roles, multiple situations, playing situationally. Why not? Like, why not? 49ers are currently, I think, middle of the pack in the NFL with cap space, so there is room available. Like I said, they're not going to be breaking the bank for a Richard Sherman contract. I would have to imagine that both sides understand that the market is low and there isn't like a true need. But, I just have a hard time saying no to a player of that caliber. So, and like clockwork. So Chris Biderman is reporting Sherman and the 49ers have had preliminary conversations about returning to San Francisco. He's also been talking with the Seahawks. So that's exactly what I was talking about. That's exactly why we are on here, is because I have heard the same exact thing. So it is now being reported officially. So I'm going to actually report it now because I'm not in the business of breaking news. That's not what we do. I'd rather let people like Biderman come out and report it. There we go. It's out there. So now we are going to do the same. So bear with me while I get this report out. And then we will pick back up discussions. So bear with me. Like I said, getting this report out. So the hope is, like I said, that something happens. Like I said, I am not opposed to Richard Sherman returning. I think both sides would be open to it. But let me get this out here real quick. Hold on. The 49ers and Richard Sherman are discussing a reunion per Chris Biderman. All right, let me get this tweeted. Boom. So, all right. Now is the part where I can open up a little bit more about this situation. So, based on what I know, is like I said, I think both the 49ers and Richard Sherman are very open to a reunion. I think they're very open to a reunion. Um, I think Richard and his camp want to come back. And I think the 49ers would be more than happy to have him back. But again, I think what needs to be figured out is the details, things like that, and what have you. So I had originally thought today that Richard Sherman was actually in the facility. They aren't he wasn't in the facility, but they are communicating. And they're talking about getting this thing done. So as I mentioned, Chris Biderman officially just put it out from the SAC B. So he has that news officially from a reporter. Like I said, I'm not in the business of breaking news. I would rather talk about the news, which is what we're doing. So hold on a second. Let me make sure, get all this stuff out. Yep. So, like I said, I feel better now that I'm not the only one talking about it. And I get it. You guys, I understand the concerns that you guys have with Sherman. I get it. But you're not asking him to come in and be the Richard Sherman of 4 years ago. That's not the expectation. The expectation isn't to bring Jimmy on, or I'm sorry, to bring Sherman back and be like, all right, Sherman, we're expecting you to be the best cornerback in the NFL. I don't think that's the expectation. I don't think that's what he's going to get paid like. I think he's going to come in just like the savvy veteran that he is and work with the guys and make everyone around him better and do all of those kinds of things. So I hope that is what's going on. And I'm not worried. I'm not worried like about this like notion that he's washed. Like, my guy's been hurt. He's been coming back. I mean, he was never the most athletically gifted human being in the world anyways to begin with. But like I said, leadership is just different. Leadership means a lot to these guys, like Emmanuel Mosley's and the Ambry Thomas that's coming in, and Demo. I'm just going to call him Demo. They would absolutely benefit from this. So I think that would be a really good situation. And so there you have it. Not only, what I'm talking about right now is being validated by other legitimate reporters. I'm not a legitimate reporter. I'm not going to come out here and report news. I hear things all the time. Clearly I hear things. So that's what we've heard today. Is we've heard today that the 49ers and Richard Sherman are in discussions about making a return. And I do know that Richard Sherman is very open to a return. He's very open to a return, and he wants to run this thing back. So why wouldn't you want that? And I get the concerns, like I said, but he is not coming in here to be like, day one, you're starting. It's going to be like, we understand the process. We understand this isn't 3 years ago. We understand that the 49ers just drafted two cornerbacks and a safety. So we'll see what's going down. We'll see what happens. It's not like I said, if Sherman comes on board, he's slotting into the starting role. I don't think that's going to occur. So that's how you have to think of it. People, I think, are associating prime all-pro Richard Sherman, seeing how his career has progressed over the next couple years, but somehow like thinking that's what he needs to be. He doesn't need to be that. We can see a brand new version of Richard Sherman. What if he goes to safety? And what if he thrives at safety? Charles Woodson made the switch late in his career. He went from cornerback to safety, and he extended his career by a couple years by being able to do that. And he was one of the best cornerbacks in the NFL. So I think that's what Sherman's looking at. I think Sherman is a smart man. He's looking at all his options. He's seeing what's available. And so what he's going to do is play his cards right. He knows what deck of cards that he has. He understands. He understands he's not Mr. A1 anymore. But I think he believes he can still contribute. I believe he thinks he can still compete. I believe he still thinks that, if you give him a task, he's going to come after it and he's going to attack it. And he's going to use what he's used his entire career to allow him to be successful, which is his mental and processing and all of those kinds of things. Seawood was absolutely way more athletic, but that's the thing about being a safety is that if you have everyone in the right position, you're allowing your DBs and calling out keys for your DBs. You have a stout pass rush. You have linebackers in front of you that can take care of a ton of stuff from getting past the second level to the third level. I mean, I'm just saying. I think there's a lot to like about Sherman coming back because, again, he's not coming back like he was coming in 3 years ago. That's not what's happening. That's not what's happening at all. So I like it. I like it. I like it. So we'll see, man. We'll see what happens. We'll see. I hope he comes back. I do. I think Sherman on the team would just make the experience more enjoyable for everyone. Even fans, man. How can you not get behind Sherm? Sherm's one of the best to ever grace our league. So, I don't know. I would like it. You guys feel free to let me know. I know Janny on YouTube isn't about it. He's saying move forward. He's saying washed, get out of here. Next, you got Hufanga, Demo. You got all these guys. Next, move on. Well, if it was Madden, that would probably be the case. It would be super easy to make that move. But it's not. It's not. It's not Madden. The intangible of being a leader, the intangible of the everyday interaction, the human element of football is so important. It's so important to what you see on Sundays. It's so important to what you see on game days. It's so important to what you see them actually produce. Them being good people, good leaders, great guys, great motivators. Football is almost all mental, especially at this level, because everyone's a good athlete. Everyone is an athlete. Everyone is athletic. Everyone's got the juice. That's why they're in the NFL, because they have the baseline prerequisites to be in the league. That's why they're there, because they have the athletic ability. It's what's up here that elevates you to the next level. So when you have a guy in Sherman who has arguably the sharpest brain on the defensive side currently out there in the league, I want that on my team. I do. I want it. I want that brain on my team. I want that brain on my sideline. I want that guy to be able to be like, okay, maybe he's not starting. Maybe he doesn't come in and play right away, but Mosley is. And he's like, hey, all right, so when you're in there and you're playing this shade, he's tending to do X, Y, and Z to you. He's tending to cut it inside. He's tending to take this leverage on you. He's hitting you with this technique. He's doing X. He's doing this. Sherman can do that. Sherman can do that for guys that are still trying to get caught up to speed, or guys who've even been in the league for years. He still knows that much. So, again, I'll take Sherman all day. I'll take Sherman all day. Because, again, you cannot underestimate the human element of football. Another one of my sayings that I love to say. You can never underestimate the human element of football. And Sherman is a great human. So that's what I love about it. That's what I love about it. So good timing with the Biederman. With the Biederman post. I swear we didn't time that. We did not time that. So that worked out well. Let's see. So I've seen some of you guys' thoughts, but what else do you guys think about that? Are you guys open to bringing Sherman back? Is that the vibe? Do you like that vibe? Do you like what he would be able to do and bring to the table? Because I'm okay with it. Because like I said, I keep saying it over and over and over again. He doesn't have to start right away. It can be an open competition. Paul wants him back. Yeah, I've heard a lot of conversations about Sherman being close with Demo. So that could also be a motivation to get him back. So I'm all for it, man. I'm all for it. Like I said, it can't hurt anything. Bringing in Sherman can't hurt anything. It can't. Because he's too good of a guy. That's the thing. Sherman's too good of a human to allow, like, I think the ego, like the entitlement, I don't think any of that is there. I don't. I really don't. I think Sherman is pretty comfortable with who he is. And I think, honestly, you guys are giving him, not everyone, of course, but a lot of you guys are giving him some extra juice to get back in here and show everyone that, hey, I still got it. I think he wants that opportunity. And again, he's seen his boys come in and do the same thing. So why not? Why not? Why not bring him back? So do it. Bring him back. Bring him back. I don't care that he's not the same that he once was. I don't care. I don't care. So bring him back. Bring back Sherm, man. Bring back Sherm. That would be fun. It would just be fun for the culture. It would just be a vibe. It would just be vibe. Why wouldn't you want that? Why wouldn't you want that? So it would be tons of fun. Yeah, and that was the thing. When he was out, when Sherm was out, he was still a huge part of that. Huge part of that. So I'm all for it. So, like I said, and that's the thing is we can be creative. And what happens? What happens if knock on wood again? Not trying to put this out in the universe. Knocking on anything I can find because I don't want to put this in the universe. Knock, 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 knock. What if a DB gets hurt? What if a DB gets hurt? Who's coming in next? A rookie? Or maybe a veteran who's been able to play at a high level for an extremely long time. And hey, guess what? Maybe if we come to find out, Sherman can't move like he used to, or whatever reason, okay, well, now you have a rookie who can come in and play and fill that need and that hole, but you have Sherman in his ear the whole time. All right, look out for this. See that quarterback, when he looks that safety off, he's coming straight back to you. So don't bite on his eyes. Stay on your guy. Focus on the dude in front of you. Do those things. He can be a leader. He can put his guys in position to be successful. You never know how these seasons play out. You don't know what injuries look like. You can't project who's going to be healthy for a 17 game season. Now we're not playing 16 games anymore. It's 17. It's 17 games now. So you got to be ready for that. You got to be built for it. And again, having Sherm in that room it's not a disadvantage. It's not a disadvantage at all. So I would love it. I hope he comes back. I know he wants to come back. All right. Since it's out there, I might just do it. No, I don't know. I don't know what the code is. I don't know what the sources code is. I'm still new to the sources code. But let's see. Yeah. I'm not going to read it. I want to. I won't. I'm not there yet. Not there with my reporting yet. But essentially, like I said, based on conversations that I've had earlier today, it's now been reported while we were on here talking about it. Sherman wants to come back. 49ers want Sherman back. Will that happen? I don't know. I don't know if it's going to happen. There's clearly stuff in play. The Sherman's apparently talking to the Seattle Seahawks, so this could be a bit of a leverage play, which would make tons of sense from his standpoint. So we'll see what happens. Nothing's in stone, but like I said, he wants to come back. He's willing to come back. Now, it just has to make sense by both parties, and financially and contractually and all that good stuff. So it's really got to make sense in a lot of different ways for it to work. But I don't see how it would be a disadvantage. So then you get Sherm, you add him back to the roster. Again, you've got the 2 rookie cornerbacks. You have the safety coming in. You've got the linebackers set, ready to go. Defensive line looks stout, deep, tons of depth. That defense seems primed for a return. It seems barring health and those types of concerns and freak injuries and things like that, if you get all those guys back, and again, they're older. When I was talking to Mosley, he was like, man, I'm super excited because now this will be year 4 of playing together with all these guys. 4 years playing together. I know what he does well and doesn't do well, and what he's going to key on, not key on. I know what this guy's going to do. That's what Mosley said. He's like, man, being able to go into year 4 with all these guys, it we're excited about it because we know how to play with one another. We know what to expect. We know how we key. We know all these things. We know how to communicate. So these guys, I think, are pretty pumped. I know some fans may be down on some of the players, but I think these guys are jacked up to come back and really put a good season together. I think they're hungry for a good season. And if you can add Sherm, again, a leader of that locker room, he was a captain. He's a captain. Someone told me the other day when we were talking about how 49ers fans have been dragging a couple of the captains on the team. Someone was like, well, being a captain doesn't matter. It's just like a patch. It's just a patch. And I actually came across a video of Johnny Manziel, infamous Johnny Manziel, doing a podcast. And he was talking about how many things that irks him the most out of anything he's been through. Again, former first-round pick, busted out of Cleveland, played in the Canadian Football League, played in the fan-controlled football league, won the Heisman, all these expectations, all that kind of stuff, all the things that Johnny Manziel has been through. And Johnny Manziel said, the thing that irks me the most is that when I won the Heisman, I wasn't voted as a team captain the following year. And he's like, and I understand why. I wasn't holding my team. I couldn't be wasn't accountable to anyone. I wasn't showing up to workouts. I wasn't doing things on time. I wasn't doing this. I wasn't doing that. And he's like, my teammates didn't vote me as a captain the year after he won the Heisman. And he said that will sit with him for the rest of his life. So to the comment of being a captain doesn't matter, it absolutely matters. When your peers vote you to be a captain, especially in an environment like a professional football team, that matters. So if you get a captain back into your locker room, and again, he's a good guy. He's not going to create drama. He's not going to create situations where it's, me versus him, or I'm not going to come. I'm not going to be on this team if this guy plays over me, or if I can't beat him out, I'm going to create this ruckus. Like, no, that's not who Sherman is. Sherman is a captain, man. Sherman is going to come in here and he's going to do his job. And whatever that means, whether that's playing, leading, mentoring, all of those kinds of things, that's what Sherman's going to bring. So bring him. Bring him to me. We want that. We need that. We need that juice. We need that juice. We want that juice. So, God, it would be great to get Sherman back, man. Would be great. I see you guys talking in the chat. You guys making me feel good. Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I really do. So yeah, it is what it is. I think it would be great if what? Ooh, I like that comment, William. So William said, been a Niners fan all my life, 44 years. Sherman's like the Ronnie Lott to our defense. And he's speaking from leadership terms. I agree. Sherman's a leader, man. Born leader. Born leader. Bring him in. Bring back Sherm. Let's go. We want Sherm back. We want Sherm back. Let's go. So, it'll be interesting. It will be interesting to see how it plays out. Sherman would be a great mentor for the rookie quarterbacks. Dude, Sherman would be a great mentor for Trey Lance. Like, seriously. Like, Sherman wouldn't be just a great leader for his room, the cornerback room, or the DBs, or the defense. He's a great leader for the entire team. He's a guy who walks into a locker room and everyone goes, "Oh, that's Richard Sherman." Hell yeah. I want that guy. And especially a guy who demands that type of respect to be able, but he's a good guy. So therefore, like, whenever he has something to say or has something to preach, it's coming from a good place. It's coming from a place where he wants everyone else to be successful. He isn't a selfish player. So bring him. Bring him back. I want it. Bring Sherm back. Bring him back. Would love it. Would love to see it. So would be a good time. If y'all want to run strictly zone schemes all the time, then let's bring Sherm back. But that's the thing. I mean, we've been primarily zone in the past. I don't think that means that it's necessarily going to stay the same. But that's what Sherman did for the last couple years. Like, he keeps everything in front of him. He's really good at reading and, closing in on receivers with timing based on his intelligence. So the locks speak for themselves. Intimidating. The dreadlocks will lock you up, man. They'll lock you up quick. Yeah. So let's do it. Run it back. I don't care about anything that's happened before this. I don't. If I'm the 49ers front office and I have the ability to add that type of talent, add that type of leadership, and do all those kinds of things, then let's go. Let's rock and roll. Let's do it. Let's do it. And I guarantee you it's probably not going to be super expensive. I really don't. I guarantee it's probably going to be a deal. It's going to be a 1-year deal that either has a 1 or 2-year player/team option, which makes it look a little nicer and a little chunkier. Spreads out the cap hit maybe a little bit like more evenly. Gives the team and or the player an out after 1 year, or it's just a straight up 1-year deal. Just straight up 1-year deal. Verrett got 5.5. I don't know. What do you pay Sherman? You're probably not paying him more than 5.5. So, but at least with and you can make the argument well, Verrett was playing at a Pro Bowl caliber level last year, and Sherm, you were a little injured on and off the field. Clearly, they opted to sign Verrett and sign Mosley to allow Sherman to hit the open market. So I don't think the 49ers were anticipating Sherman coming back. So I can't imagine it would be a big deal, like in regards to value. So again, people were like, "Oh, we don't need him. It doesn't hurt our cap." He's going to be he's the right kind of person to come in with the mentality to compete, to do whatever the team needs, put the team first, be that captain, do all those things. So, and you get this group back together. You get the Jimmy Wards, the Tart, K1, Verrett, Mosley. You get it all. Do it. Because I want to win a championship, man. I want to get the 6th. I want to grab it. I want to steal it. I want to take it. I'm not questing for the 6th anymore. Let's just be honest. All right. We're not questing for 6 anymore. The quest to Mordor is over. We're not questing anymore. We're not doing these magical journeys to the championship. We're not doing that anymore. We are going to go take the 6th. We know where it is. We don't got to find it. We don't got to quest for it. We don't got to do any of that. No, we don't. We're going to go get it. We're going to go grab that damn sixth. I don't want to hear questing ever again. And I love a good quest. I love a good quest. And the questing for six was fun when it was Harbaugh and all that kind of stuff. But you know what? I'm tired of questing. I just want the shit, man. Give me the damn shit. No, don't give it to me. I'm going to take it. And that should be the 49ers attitude going into this season. It should be, we are taking everything. This isn't 2019 where we don't know what we are yet. We're still figuring it out during the year. We're trying to understand, like, are we pretenders? Are we not pretenders? Like, what are we? Who knows? Oh, is this a revenge tour? No, it's not a revenge tour. No, screw all of it. Screw it all. Just go get it. Like, just focus. Bring in as many assets as you can. Bring in anyone who wants to make the team better. Bring in anyone who's going to help put the team further, whether mentally, physically, doesn't matter. I don't care. But you are contributing to this team's success being better. Come through so that we can go get that damn sixth. Just get it. Just go get it, man. Just go get it. Just go get it. Screw everyone. Hell, screw the fans. Like, if I'm the Niners, that's how focused I am. If I'm in that locker room, I think that's how focused I am. I'm just like, screw everyone. Screw these fan pages. Screw these analysts who talk about us. Screw all these people. Screw them. We're going to get the six. We want to win. We don't care what anyone says about us. We don't. We're over that. Oh, you calling us pretenders again? Cool. We really don't care. Oh, you saying we're washed? Cool. We don't care. We know what we're working towards. We know what we're doing. Go get the sixth. That's the new cry. That's the new chant. Get the sixth. Get it. Just go get it. I'm hyped. I want a championship. I want a championship. I want a championship for this team. I want a championship for the guys on this roster. Get Trent Williams a championship. Get Alex Mack a championship. Get Fred Warner a championship. Get Jimmy Ward a championship. Get Bosa a championship. Get Mostert a championship. Get these guys a championship. And that's what I want. That's what I want for this year. I don't care who's playing. I don't care. As long as everyone's working together and everyone is on the same page moving forward, that's it. That's the move. Great. Sherman, you want to come in and contribute to this roster being a winning and successful roster? Hell yeah, let's go. Let's get it. Get the damn shit. Get Juice a ship. Hell yeah, get Jimmy a ship. Get everyone. And that's it. That's it. Block out the noise. Troll us this offseason. Mess with us this offseason. We enjoy it. We have a lot of fun with it. It's really great. It's great for content and good for all of that stuff. I love it. But at the end of the day, let's go win this damn thing, man. Let's go win this damn thing. So, thanks, Paul. So, that's the vibe, man. That's the vibe. Re-signing Frank Gore as the last Infinity Stone. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. That would be so fun. Hey, I mean, apparently Frank Gore's been texting with Jed York, and Jed York's been asking Frank Gore about his opinion on quarterbacks and all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, I talked about this before. I'll talk about this again. So, with the new rules that I think they transferred over from 2020 to 2021, with the situation of veterans now being able to go to the practice squad, and they can literally ride the practice squad all year, and then the teams get 2 additional players to dress, from my understanding, on game days. So that allows them to bring up practice squad guys for game days and then kick them right back to the practice squad. Put Frank on the practice squad. I'm telling you, man. Just I know it probably won't happen, especially with all the running backs that we have. Mostert, Trey Sermon, Elijah Mitchell, Hasty, Walter, and then of course Wilson, Jeff Wilson. I can't forget Jeff Hefe. But I have a fantasy of stashing Frank Gore on the practice squad and then just elevating him for game days if we needed him, and just bringing him up on and off the practice squad, so he's not taking a hit against the actual like main roster, but he can still ride the practice squad, limited practice, help the defense out, what have you, and then bring him on up and down on game day. But like I said, and Gallman, I forgot about Gallman. I don't see that happening, especially now. I think the 49ers are way too deep at running back. It would just be an embarrassment of riches at that point if that were to occur. So we'll see what happens with that. But can't other teams sign practice squad players? Yeah, from my understanding, they can. But that's the thing. If you're signing off a practice squad, you have to sign on to your active roster. So it's not like a team could come in and be like, oh, we like that practice squad player for our practice squad, and then just pick him and put him on their practice squad. They have to sign him to the active roster. So that's the difference. For you to be able to sign someone off a practice squad, you're bringing them onto your active roster. So you have to make sure that there's open ability for that to happen. So Jalen says, please do not bring back Richard Sherman. He quit on the team at the end of the year. Real ones know. Apparently, I'm not a real one because I don't know how did he quit on us at the end of the year? You could feel free to explain. I guess I don't know the answer to that. But we'll see. So it'll be an interesting next couple of days. It'll be interesting to see what happens. It'll be interesting to see if a deal closes, if Sherman's back with the 49ers. It will be interesting. But like I said, let's do it. Bring him back. Bring him back. Bring Sherman back. Do it. I get certain people's reservations. I get why they may be a little off-putted by it or whatever. But Uncle Sherm, man, bring him back. Let's go. Run it back. Run it back. So Jalen is saying you could see it in his body language and the way he was playing. Didn't he come back like with 2 games left? Then he was pretty insistent that both parties were moving on. He didn't even say. Nothing that you said would indicate of a player quitting on the team. If he came back, that means he didn't quit on the team. It's actually the exact opposite. Because if he were to quit on the team, he just wouldn't have played, further risking injury as he went into free agency. That 2020 was a difficult year, man, and he was hurt for a lot of it. So your conditioning isn't going to be good. You're not going to be healthy 100%. Who knows? Maybe he wasn't healthy. And he wanted to play, and that's what football players do. Football players play through injury all the time. Just because they're not on the injury report doesn't mean they're not injured. Every football player is injured 24/7. It's just the severity of the injury. Can you play with it or can you not play with it? How injured are you? So certain players are built a certain way, and if they can play with a certain injury, they will play. And that's the kind of guy Sherman is. Dudes come back from an ACL tear or Achilles tear. I mean, tough injuries to rebound from. And he's been able to come back. So why would you want Sherm to play when the season is a wash? Oh, I get what you're saying. Devin on YouTube saying like, well, why would Sherman even play? The season was over. There's no chance for playoff contention or any of that kind of stuff. So why would he come back? Because he's a competitor. Hey, I love the trolls, man. If you got trolls, that means you're doing something right. Someone said like, if you haven't received a death threat of someone saying that they want to murder you and burn your body so their family can't find you, you don't know what success is yet. I was like, okay, I can vibe off that. It is what it is. Don't sleep on Richie James. Don't do it. Don't do it. I'd love to get Sherm on here, man. I'd love to get Sherm on here. That would be so much fun. I wonder if he signs if I can get him. Oh, we love the trolls here because we just troll them back. We troll the trolls back here. So we welcome it. Please come troll. Do I think Richie James is the main slot guy? I do think he is. And I'm excited. Honestly, the biggest thing with Richie James isn't his ability. It's been he's been log jammed. He's been behind other guys. And he just hasn't been able to get the opportunities. When he gets an opportunity, he has played very well. Almost every single time. Any single time he gets an opportunity, he performs, he plays well. Now let's see if he can get more opportunity, more targets. Then I think we'd get a much better idea of what Richie James really is. And, obviously if Jawan Jennings comes in, River Craycraft, I keep forgetting to mention him, and that's my mistake, because I think River Craycraft actually shows some good ability as well to play from the slot or be that third down guy or to be that chain mover. So, yeah, I'm all for it, man. Richie James, I think right now, based on how long he's been on the roster, how much he knows of the scheme, he has the best opportunity to be that number 3 wide receiver. So, what happened to Trent Taylor? Trent Taylor just got hurt. He had that injury in his foot and just came back to, I don't know why he never got the opportunity to do anything, because he would get into games last year, but they just never called his number. They just never called Trent's number. So I don't have a good answer, honestly. He got hurt, and they just never gave him opportunity after that, which sucks because, I mean, anyone in 2017 who saw that season, Trent Taylor was a bright spot. Trent Taylor was a bright spot from the 2017 season that, other than, that we started out 0-9 and we finished with 5 wins in a row because of Jimmy Garoppolo. Well, Trent Taylor was a big part of those 5 wins. Trent Taylor made multiple plays where he either made game-winning first down catches or what have you. Trent Taylor led college football his final year in receiving yards. Trent has ability, and he showed that as a rookie. Got hurt, and then that last year just was a weird year. I don't know what happened. But he's never seemed to get the call. So I don't know. It's unfortunate. Definitely is unfortunate. Because that's one boy I hyped up a lot. I like Trent so much, man. But I hope he gets an opportunity. I really do. Honestly, if Trent Taylor is still around come camp, there's a couple injuries, I would love to bring Trent back. But that's just me being selfish. I don't know if Kyle wants Trent back or whatever. So we'll see what's happening. What? Fake trade alerts in the chat. You can't fool me. Interesting. What is this Verrett thing? $49ers don't have a QB? Oh, Kittle and Verrett. Got you. Oh, so the comment about all right, I know what you're talking about. So Jason Verrett said, crazy when your best friend turned into your top hater. And George Kittle says, crazy when you see people's true colors. Ain't it the truth? All I see is facts. Facts only. So that doesn't necessarily have to be about the team or 49ers at all. Just sounds like some off-season banter. You know what I mean? So it is what it is, man. Dog, you all gassing me up too much. I appreciate you, though. I like getting gassed up. It's not bad. I get used to it. Won't let it get to my head, though. Won't let it get to my head. So bring Sherman back. Do it. Do it. Don't think about it. Just do it. Figure out the logistics later. Just do it, man. Having Sherman in camp would mean so much. Somebody said Chris Sims was trashing Kyle. I don't care what. I know people that, I have great respect for and their opinions and what have you. And they like Chris Sims. I'll never be able to listen to Chris Sims again. I just can't. I can't. I'm too much of a conspiracy theorist to be able to take anything he says, at least regarding the 49ers, any interest that the 49ers have. I just don't. I can't do it. I can't do it. putting Kellen Mond at above Trey Lance and Justin Fields in his rankings. I can't do it. Can't do it. Just like our good friend Singletary. Can't do it. I want winners. Can't win with them. Can't play with them. Can't do it. Can't do it with Chris Sims anymore. Sorry. Just can't do it. Can't do it. I think he's great for the sport. He's great for generating conversation, which is what we try and do. Here in the media, content creators, you're creating content which creates engagement, which creates conversations. If that's the model, Chris Sims winning. Chris Sims is winning. He figured it out. He cracked the code. That dude probably generated more clicks and engagement from one ranking than anyone has ever done in the history of sports draft coverage. Guarantee you what Sims did this offseason, they're thinking about, okay, how do we do that next year? How do we do that with this? How do we do that with that? There's a strategy involved. And they executed and they saw the fruits of their labor. But that doesn't mean I need to listen to what he says. I think you guys have been around me long enough to understand that when it comes to football, I will discuss other people's opinions. I will never bring on someone else's opinion as my own. Because I watch for myself. I have eyeballs. I understand the game. I've been around it a long time. So you can tell me Mac Jones at 3. I will say no. You can say Mac Jones is better than Trey Lance and Justin Fields, and I will say no. So I don't, just because like Chris has been right before in the past doesn't mean he's right now. So we'll stay in our lane. That's how we do it here. So we'll stay in our lane. We'll talk about other people's opinions and we'll discuss them and run around them. We might agree with them. I might agree with something that Chris Sims says, but I won't take his opinion and be like and regurgitate it as it's my own. So bring Sherm back. Let's do it. We're ready. Get ready. Because it might happen, guys. It might be happening. It might be happening. And then everyone who didn't want it is going to have to kind of be like, well, okay, we like Sherm now. So I'm all for it, man. Bring back Sherm. Let's run it back. Is Sherman a starter? So we can talk about that because that seems to be what a lot of people are kind of thinking when we talk about bringing Richard Sherman back. Oh, is that a 22 or an 82? Or not 82. So it looks like we might have a number for Trey Sermon. So I'm going to shoot my shot. 22 official. So it looks like Trey Sermon might be rocking 22. So let's go. Rookie might have his number. But let's find out. Hold on one second. In the process of creating a post / fact finding. Trey Sermon 22. Man, I've never seen so much drama around numbers before, but I love it. It is great to keep us talking about the sport. It absolutely is. It absolutely is. Okay, wait a second. This is what I want to do. So sorry, making a post now. So you guys get to know about the post first because you're watching. So I'm currently posting about how it appears Trey Sermon has landed on number 22. Last person that comes to mind who wore 22 was Breida. So hold on. Let me get this out. It appears the 49ers Trey Sermon has landed on the number 22 per his IG. All right. So apparently it's number news day. Tart started a bunch of drama about how, not drama, but like posted to a story about how sounds like Ward and Debo are fighting over the number 1. We'll see. Hold on. Sorry, guys, making a post. Key running back. Trey Sermon is laying down for his IG. Okay. So Lance is 5. Now it looks like Sermon is going to be 22. I like that number. Though. It's Jason Verrett's old number. Verrett is now 2. Now it looks like Trey Sermon is 22, taking over Verrett's old number. So, all right. I like this. I like this number news, man. It's kind of fun. So, new number for the Rook. Sounds good. Sounds Gucci. I like 22 on Trey Sermon. Hey, Matt Breida wore 22. Breida made that 22 look good. That's your edits, Niner edits. Good stuff, man. I will tag you. I had no idea whose edit that was. I'll tag you, my guy. Niner edits. Niner period edits. What's your name? _ All right, Niner edits. Nice edit. Trey Sermon reposted. So I like that number, man. Any news on Ronald Blair? No, they have not reported any news, and that typically tells you that Ronald Blair didn't have a good physical, didn't go as planned. Clearly, they thought it was going to go better than it was planned by announcing it before it happened. That's part of the reason why you kind of just wait and see. The whole notion of it's not done until it's done. With Ronald Blair, it just sounds like the medical didn't check out. Who knows, though? They could revisit before camp, see how things are, bring him back. I wouldn't close the door on Ronald Blair, especially if they left it open as of recently. So we'll see what happens if he comes back. But again, he could still be signed ahead of camp. There's still a couple months until camp starts. Give him more time to get healthy and get right. So we'll see. So, yeah. All right. So Sherman might be back. We'll do a quick recap. We'll do a recap here. So the timing worked perfectly. I came on here before Chris Biderman's report because I had received the same information that Chris has. So we came on to talk about that, and what I was saying was, yeah, this is a real possibility. I have clearly talked to sources. I'm new to this game of how to talk about information that you know. But talk to someone that is extremely locked in and said that they're trying to get something done. They're trying to get something done. They hope it works out. Again, nothing final, nothing official, but per source, it's they're trying to make it happen. So, and then as we were just getting into talking about it, Biderman dropped a report being able, and that's what he's here for. I'm not a reporter. So he drops it. I then report it. Because like I said, I'm not a journalist. I didn't go to journalism school. I don't want to potentially post fake news, even though it could happen at times. But that's what's happening. So based on information that I heard, that's why we're here talking to begin with. Then Biderman confirmed with his sources. He put out an article, and there you have it. So the Sherman to SF situation is a real situation. A reunion could be happening. We don't have a timeline or timetable on the possible reunion, but we know it's there. It's being discussed. We know that Sherman is open to it and wants it to happen, but of course there are plenty of details that need to get ironed out, and X, Y, and Z, and all that kind of stuff. So once that gets figured out, we'll understand if Sherman's going to be on the team or not. It sounds like there's a possibility he could go back to Seattle. I would rather have Sherman on our roster than be in Seattle. I'll tell you that really quick. So would absolutely much rather have Sherman on this roster for, whatever deal that they come to, which we've talked about, potentially 1 year, maybe 1 year with player team option built on to make it look like a 2-year deal. You can do all different kinds of incentivizers into the contract to be able to get him more money. So it's low risk, high reward for both parties, or majority of the party being 49ers in regards to the risk part of it. But if the reward is there and he plays and plays well, then of course you reward Sherman. That's a win. The team gets rewarded with great play. That's a win. And yes, RIP Jake Ellinger. Man, dude, I don't know what happened. I haven't read that story yet. I saw it right before I came on. Apparently, Jake is the younger brother of I don't know, I'm blanking on his first name, but he was a Texas quarterback, went into the draft this year. Got to watch him at the Senior Bowl. Apparently his dad passed recently, so tough time for that family, man. Not Niner related at all. Just feel for that family, man. That's tough. So, but anyways, I'm all for it. Bring Sherman back. Get him on a deal that works. And we'll make this work. His leadership, the ability that he can bring to the table in regards to his understanding of defensive schemes, being able to put other people in a position to be successful. All for that. Bring Sherman. Let's get this done, and let's go get a championship, eh? Bring him back. And then the 49ers have basically the entire 2019 defensive back room, minus Akello and maybe a couple fringe starters. But you get all those guys back. You get all those guys back from 2019, plus new blood, plus Verrett. Let's go. Let's see what happens. 2020 doesn't count. We're gonna wipe 2020 from our memory. We won't talk about 2020 ever again. We're just gonna pretend like it never happened. That year doesn't exist. We just somehow came out with the 3rd overall pick. We drafted Trey Lance. We drafted offensive linemen, more running backs, and we're just gonna pretend like 2020 never happened. And it just all of a sudden we're here. All right, Sherman's on the roster. Sounds about right. Let's go. McCourty just signed today, another veteran DB. So now could be the time. Now could be the time. So let's see what happens, man. All right, guys. I'm going to hop off. I appreciate everyone who's been in the comments, watching, chatting along. Always appreciate the interaction. Last couple days have just been weird from a scheduling standpoint. So trying to get everything kind of back on track. Once we get back on track, we'll have plenty of things to talk about and all that good stuff. If you're on YouTube, again, appreciate you guys. Like, subscribe, do all that good stuff that you do on YouTube. And of course, my IG fam. Always love my IG fam. I see Facebook fam on there, Twitter fam, all you guys. Appreciate you. And who knows, maybe the next time we talk, Sherman will be on this team. We'll find out. But again, appreciate everyone. Should be back tomorrow. I believe Jason Aponte is going to be joining me. Believe Jordan Elliott's going to be joining me for another show. So we got some stuff for you tomorrow. And we'll get this thing rocking. All right. Appreciate you guys.